Hello, my fellow music lovers. I'm Allison Hagendorf, and welcome to the show. This is where we celebrate the universal love of music and the rock and roll spirit that lives in each of us. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, or follow the show if you're listening. I'm so glad you're here. My guest today is recording artist and personality CHAD TEPPER. We talk all about his remarkable journey from homelessness to releasing his debut album today. We go into the hardships and obstacles he's had to overcome, his essential DIY work ethic, his recent engagement, and why compassion and an outflow of love are the most important part of being a good person. And stay tuned after the interview for my sound advice. New music you need to know. It all starts now. But that's how we feel.
Woo!
Yeah, this is it. This is setting the tone because
I'm excited to be here.
I was gonna say, I think we're just both very excited to see each other. I know we have a special love. We do. I know.
It's so weird. It's so cool. You know, like the whole COVID thing was so weird, and like we connected, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, like what you did for my whole life and career without even knowing me.
Oh,
And
Chad.
the thing is that like people don't understand, like everything in my life, from like signing to a record label to having a song on the alternative radio charts to like everything I've been doing lately, like if it wasn't for you at the beginning, I like and I'm so, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so serious. If it wasn't for you, yeah.
Oh, Chad.
Like you jumped on a phone call to talk to Pierre, a Simple Plan, to tell them that they should do a feature with me. Who the hell does that? This is like the coolest lady in the universe. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like for you to do that, like, come on. Like, it's like, so I have a song with Simple Plan called I Hate Everybody, and I have the first Simple Plan feature in history. They never did that. And Pierre loves me, the whole band loves me, and we make this really amazing song. And they're kind of like, I don't know if we should feature on this. We've never done this before. And I was like, Allison, can you tell them it's a good idea because they respect you and love you? So Allison jumps on a phone call talking. Like it sounds a little crazy now, right?
I know, but totally normal for me.
But you were just like, yeah,
of course, obviously, yeah.
And then we did the song. So it's the little things that you do for this industry and for rock and roll and for artists like me. There was no one on this earth like you.
Oh my God.
But it's the truth. And we need you here. And we need you for what you do for the culture and what you do for people like me and changing lives. And like, even these interviews you're doing, like they're so iconic. You know, they might not get all the love right now, but man, there will be a time where all of this art that we are creating is going to be really cherished. And what you are doing is so great. Just keep going. Keep going.
Thank you. Well, I'm done now. My work here is done.
That's it.
Yeah. I might just put this on replay if I'm ever feeling down, just kind of like put it on.
But you should.
Thank you.
You really should.
It means so much. You know how much that means to me. I bleed it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even think about it. I just live it and love it so much. And I think when you and I first connected, I loved your music and I wanted to support it, but I really loved you. And I could tell that you were someone special. There was something special about you.
Thank
we really
you.
connected. And of course, I love to support people who deserve it and are here for it. I'm here for those people, you know? And I feel like we connected. I guess it was it 2020? Was it middle of the pandemic? Or
I don't know. It might have been 2019.
Yeah, because I remember, no, it was before that because your song with Dreamers, of course.
Yeah.
You know, I Want to Be Your High. I heard that song and I said, just so you know, Chad, this is a smash. I'm like, I love your music, but just so you know, this is a huge song. That was like in I think it came out 2020, that song, the end of the year. And now, 3 years later, the song is finally getting like the love at radio. This is your radio debut. How does that feel for you?
Makes no sense at all. And I'll tell you this right now, like coming from somebody who just did the whole like radio alternative circuit, like going and playing like all these like radio shows and you know, going to dinner with these programmers and meeting people and doing the whole rounds. And like, it's crazy. Like I was hanging out with this programmer in Chicago and he's like, yeah, you know, we used to be friends with Kurt and, you know, I got like paintings from Kurt on my wall. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you know, we did the same thing with him that we're doing with you right now. And I'm just like, what?
That's mind-blowing. So I know that you love Kurt like I do.
Yeah.
Well, one, you rolled up in the Jesse Froman photo shoot, Kurt Cobain glasses, which
also
I love.
Amazon $5.99.
but inspired by.
Yeah.
And also, I love your tattoo right here.
Yeah. I mean, for what Kurt was doing at the time for women's rights, for the world, his lyrics, helping people, like my fiance, when I first met her, she has 3 portraits of Kurt posters up on her wall, and I'm like, do I get jealous of this? Am I jealous of a dead guy right now?
No, but then in my head, taste.
In my head, I'm like, wait a minute. I love him so much. Like I totally get this, you know?
Was that like, a connection between the two of you?
A little bit. She's just really cool with everything. But to get back into like the radio stuff, like to break as like a newer artist to even like get played on the radio right now, like not to get like weird or anything, but like they don't play new artists.
No,
like
I know.
they don't give a shit.
It's tough.
Like at all. Like we need somebody like you running all of radio to give people actually a chance.
Oh.
And like for me to get number 31 on alternative radio, like, and it's just, I think it's fantastic because I'm up there. You look at like the top 40 alternative charts and it's just like all legacy, iconic stadium tours, you know? And then there's like 2 or 3 smaller artists like me on there. I'm like, am I allowed to curse?
It's all you.
How the fuck did I get on here?
Yeah.
You know, and like, it's very, very cool, but it also, as we all know, radio is not what it used to be, which is very sad because I'm a radio lover.
Yeah.
You know, like I was at this radio conference where Epitaph flew me to like meet all these radio people, and they're like, "These people love you. They're gonna play your stuff." And I was like, "I'll be nice. I'll go say hi to everybody," you know. And I ended up making a lot of close friends there. But they had these panels, and I would always be the dude raising my hand. Like,
of course you were. Like, I would expect nothing less
because they were saying like stupid stuff, like at my radio station, you know, we have this thing that says you hear it on TikTok first, and then you hear it on our station. And I'm like, can I say something? I'm like, do you remember the first time you turned on the radio and you heard your favorite band for the first time and you had no idea who they were and you were waiting for that moment where they're like, that was Sum 41 with da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And you were just like, oh my God. And then you call in the radio station and you request it. And when you hear it, it's like that feeling when you're getting off work. You know, when you're at work, a crappy job, you're like, oh my God, 2 more minutes. And then you get off and you walk outside, you're like, ah.
Life.
That's the feeling when you would hear the song that you love on the radio. And I got up on stage and I was like, it's so horrifically sad that radio isn't the one breaking these new artists like it used to be. You guys are now taking a backseat and you're listening to what a TikTok trend is? What? That makes no sense. And everybody's like, yeah. And I'm just like, well, make a change, you know? Like, because I'm a lover of radio. I think radio is the coolest thing in the world. But a lot of the people just don't care. And we need to make it cool again. I don't know. Not to go down that route.
No,
but
I think it also has to do with having confidence in your ear and your heart and soul. Like for me, that's what it's like for me. When I hear music, I know and I trust myself. So it's like my ears know, my heart and soul, they know. So when I'm like, that's the song, like it was with I Want to Be Your High. I'm like, that's the song. That's the song. It was 3 years ago. It's finally getting a chance.
Isn't that
but like
crazy?
I will say that's like my spidey sense. Is I can hear a song and be like, that's the one.
You're good.
I want to talk to you about today.
Yes,
Never
please.
Stood a Chance is out. It's out. Congratulations. Your debut album.
They said I wouldn't make it. I never stood a chance. No one. I never stood a chance until I met Allison Hagendorf. Let me tell you this right now. I'll tell you that right now. No chance. No playlisting. No features. No nothing. And then Allison comes in my life, and let me tell you, cheers to that. Thank you.
Cheers. I love you. I love you. You just made my day. I can't believe it's out. I mean, I can believe it's out, but I'm happy for you that it's out. This is like 5 years in the making.
Yeah.
Or a lifetime in the making, really.
People, it's crazy because, okay, let's go into it. Oh,
do it.
Man, let's go into it. Okay. I was homeless as a kid. So for 7 years, I lived in cars, tents, side of the road. And I was with my mom, my dad, and my 2 brothers. And it was from the age of 5 to 12. And boy, did I go through it. Did I see some crazy shit? Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. But from being a poor homeless kid living in a car, your dad turns on the radio a lot because it's the only thing to do. So before we go to sleep at night, my dad would turn on the radio and we would listen to 60s, 70s, 80s music. Like he loved the Beatles, like he loved like Duran Duran, which is crazy because he was right here. Come on. It's like
John Taylor, shout out.
So it's just like, it's really crazy that my whole life, music has been such a major part because it was such an escape for me. When my dad would turn on the radio and I closed my eyes, I am not a 5 or 6 or 7-year-old homeless kid in a car, starving, being eaten by mosquitoes in Florida, sweating, like witnessing drugs and like, I'm not going through all that when I hear a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been a tool like that my whole life. And my whole life, I would write my own. When I was a little kid, I didn't even know this, but I would be walking around singing jingles and writing my own songs, even though they were horrible probably. But I remember writing songs about occasions like right now, I'm like, I'm hanging out with Allison.
Yeah, totally.
Stupid stuff like that. And it's just like, it's so weird how years and years go by and it's just like, you get into what you're supposed to be doing. And I was playing guitar and I was singing in my room one day and Diego Farias from the band Volumes heard me singing. He's like, bro, you got a cool voice. You should let me track you. And I was like, no, I never recorded music. I don't know how to do it. Showed me the ropes, did everything and kind of changed my whole life. Rest in peace, Diego. He passed away a few years ago. It was the hardest thing I went through because he's my best friend, first person to believe in me. And but yeah, music is so pure and amazing. And what I want from my journey here on this earth is to show people you don't need to come from money. You don't need to have somebody in the industry already. You don't need anything but your brain, your lips, and motivation to go and do it. And a lot of people in this life will tell you that something cannot be done. I'm here to tell you right now, anything in your life that you want to do, you can do. If you want it bad enough, you can do anything in this world. And for me, every day is a new challenge and a new dream that I'm able to live.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely thankful. And I just want my music to change people's lives like it changed mine. With that 1 or 2, 3 minute escape when that song came on where I was the man. I was the rock star. I was cool. I was loved. I had money. I could close my eyes and go in these fantasies where this wasn't who I was anymore. And I just want to give somebody else in this world a break for a little bit like they did for me. So
Chad.
Thank you.
You are so special.
Thank you so much.
You're so special. I want to celebrate you in this album and talk about it a little bit more. You had some key collaborations and features on this album that were really symbolic and meaningful for you. Let's talk about a couple of them. With Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre Bouvier is such a sweetheart guy.
He is.
I go to his house first day I'm hanging out with him and he's like singing my songs to me and I'm like, shut up, bro. I physically can't handle this because like
is this too much? Is this too much?
So after I was homeless, we moved into a trailer and I lived in a trailer for, all these years. My mom still lives in that trailer. We're going to get her out one day. That's like my only goal in life. But this trailer that we lived in that my mom still lives in now, I would be on the front little porch. And I had a CD player and I would go to the library because they had free CDs and I would rent out CDs.
Yes.
And I rented No Helmet, No Pads, Just Balls from Simple Plan.
So good.
And I'm on the front porch singing, all his songs, And to fast forward, I don't know, that was like 10, 12, 13 years ago, whatever it was. And I'm sitting here with Pierre and he's making music with me and he's like, Chad, you have like one of the coolest voices I've ever heard. Like I love your voice. Like I can write something and it sounds really cheesy and lame, but then when you sing it, it sounds good. And I'm just like, this is somebody I've looked up to my whole life. So he helped me write a lot of these songs and produce some of these songs, and very, very weird that I got to do that. And then I got a song with Lit. I grew up listening to Lit. Like, who doesn't love My Own Worst Enemy? Like, yeah.
That song, still to this day, I put it on. Like, it's such a go-to anthem party song, sing along. And it puts you in a good mood instantly.
Yeah. I did Taste of Fort Collins in Colorado. It's like big it was like a free radio show. Like, hey, I came and played. Can you play my song now? Like, something like that. But I played with the All American Rejects. So I went on, and then All American Rejects went on, and which is like, what?
Also awesome.
I mean, come on. Like, yeah. So, but I was there, and my manager's like, we got your whole set up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be humble and real right now. A lot of these people might not know who I am, and I want them to sing along and party to at least one of my songs. So why don't we cover My Own Worst Enemy?
So good. Yeah.
Which I was actually wrong, because when I was singing I Want to Be Your High, people were singing it, and I was like,
what is that feeling? Let's talk about that for a second. So 2 key feelings. One, hearing your song on the radio for the first time, and then performing and having the fans singing your lyrics back to you. What's happening for you when these happen?
Doesn't feel real.
Aw.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to be that dude that makes it out of Florida.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not that dude I'm not very smart in some things, And when your whole life you're told that you're not good enough and that you're never gonna do anything, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. And I always say this, but like, if my whole life or career would end right now, I would be so happy still.
Aw.
And
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for everything I have in my life. And sorry.
I'm crying too. It's like, this is what we do here.
Sucks,
this is what we do here. We let it all out. Yeah.
It's cool. It's very cool. My brother still calls me, and he's like, Chad, you got to watch your money. You don't want to go back. Because my brother works at T-Mobile, and he's like, you don't want to have a shitty job like you used to. Because I've had I was a janitor. I was a barista. I worked at a smoothie place. I've had some crazy jobs. And he's seen my struggle and like everything I'm, going towards. And he doesn't want me to fail, So he's always like, save your money. I'm like, Lonnie, I'm doing great right now. Like they can't believe that I'm actually doing
right.
I'm actually paying my bills for music, which is crazy.
That's a dream. That is a dream come true.
Yeah.
To be able to live off just doing what you love, no matter what it is.
Because
to love what you do and have your art being able to pay for your bills. It's incredible.
It's crazy because for years, I would be that dude who would be working 2 jobs and running around and working all night and having no social life and trying to pay for this and doing a $200 music video and begging a producer, please, I'll give you 50% of it. Just let me put it out. Oh, please, let me do this. Please. It's like my whole life I'm like begging and working and, and never making any money.
Yeah.
Like, paying people to do stuff. And it's like now being able to... It's cool, man. It's cool.
It's amazing.
Shout out Epitaph for giving me a chance and believing in me. And it's great. Look, I shouldn't be here. Like, you know what I mean?
I do. I hear you, but you deserve it. You should be
Yeah, but
here.
how many better looking people, better singers, better songwriters out there? It's like there are really good ones that are unfound,
This is true. There's so much talent and amazing people who don't get their shot. But I will say that what's unique to you is that you made it happen yourself. You are the epitome of DIY, the epitome. You do not stop.
But how can you?
No, you can't. You actually can't.
How can you stop?
Yeah. No, you can't. Talk to me about going from Florida, making the move to LA.
Oh, no.
Is it too much?
No, I can. Oh, God. So funny thing is, I try to never do podcasts because they always end up like this, like me crying, like talking about stuff. But it needs to be, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
but so your story to me is just so inspiring.
So I was living in New York City and I was there for a couple of years and didn't work out. Place is amazing, but it's not made for everybody. So
it's tough.
Yeah, I moved back home to Florida with no money, no job, nowhere to live. My mom and dad were like living in the trailer and there was no room for me. My brother didn't have any room for me. My other brother didn't have any room for me. So I built a shed in my mom's backyard, okay, out of 2x4s and wood. I built it with my brother Lonnie, and I was sleeping on the dirt floor. The dirt fucking floor behind my mom's trailer. This was 10 years ago.
It's wild.
Like, I'm sleeping on a dirt floor, and I did that for months. And I would go to the thrift store and I would get carpet and I would get sheets and different things to cover up the dirt floor, but I was still sleeping on a dirt floor. I had no mattress, I had no money, had no car, had no job. So I went to the local mall and I went everywhere to get a job. Nowhere would hire me. And I went to a place called Dillard's and they hired me as a janitor. Do you know what it's like being a janitor in your hometown where everybody walks in and they instantly, you're that guy. You're that, oh yeah, ooh, yeah, you suck, man. You know, everybody off went off to college and everyone got married and everybody's having a kid and this and that. And you're working at Dillard's cleaning toilets and they see you with a mop in your hand cleaning toilets, like
judging you.
And with that, I have no car and I'm coming home and I'm sleeping on a dirt floor with cockroaches and mosquitoes and bugs and mold because it's Florida and it rains a lot.
Yeah.
And I go to my mom and I'm like, I'm gonna myself or I need to leave. Like, I can't be here. I can't do this anymore. And my mom's like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know, but I'm gonna do anything I can to make some money and get out of here. So I started working more, started doing odd end jobs, different things. And I was saving up money to move to Los Angeles because everything in my body's like, move to LA. Tell my mom I'm gonna move to LA, and she's like, your dad has a brain tumor and we don't know how long he has and I don't think you should go. And I'm just like give me a break, bro. Like, it's just my whole life. It's just like, you know, but I'm such a strong person because like everything I've been through in my life is just like, oh, what do you want to throw at me now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's no big deal now. It's like me jumping rope. It's like I'm just so used to like pain and
obstacle
bullshit
after obstacle.
Yeah. You know, I get tired of it, you know? And so I'm talking with my dad and I'm like, I really want to go. And he's like, look, I think you should go. You know, my dad always wanted to be a singer. His biggest thing was to be a singer.
Oh.
He always wanted to be a singer, you know? And
that's beautiful.
So getting to do this, my dad was like, look, I obviously I don't want you to go. I love you so much, but if that's what you need to do, go and do it. If God is giving you this time to go to LA, I think you should do it. You know, and my mom's a great woman, but she was hoping that I would fail and move back because she didn't want me to leave, you know? And my younger and older brother's like, oh, you're going to be back in 3 months, man. Good luck, you know? And all my fucking friends are like, yeah. You know how many people move out to Hollywood that are like way better looking than you, like way more talented? Like, you're never going to make it. Oh. And like, I come from a very small town in Florida called Merritt Island, Florida. And it's like, nobody gets out of there. It's a beautiful town. But it's like, nobody gets out of there. It's like a trap, you know?
Yeah.
And I just, yeah, you know, it was very hard, but I ended up saving up $600, bought a plane ticket, found somebody on Facebook where I could move in and sleep on their couch, in downtown LA. So little stupid naive Chad with a freaking dream and $300 in his pocket. I go to, I land here. As soon as I get here, I start to freak out because I'm like, I have $300 in my pocket right now. I have no idea where I'm at. I don't know where I'm going. I have no friends here. I don't know anybody. I have no game plan. I'm screwed. So I go to this apartment that I got off Facebook and I'm sleeping on the couch and I pay the $300 and I suddenly realize I have no money to eat.
Literally zero money.
Zero money. No money to eat. No money to get on the bus. No money to do anything. I am officially 100% broke.
Right.
In a new town. What the fuck was I thinking? You know? And I ended up getting a job because I'm the king.
Because you don't stop.
No, because
you don't stop. It's survival. It's survival.
I don't have a mom and dad where I can be like, hey, mom, I need to get home. They'd be like,
yeah.
we can barely feed ourselves. Like, we have no money to send you home. Like, good luck. Like, so it's like, when you've been through what I've been through, my biggest fear is I don't ever want to lose my fiance. But my biggest fear before that was being homeless. I don't ever want to be homeless again because those things I've been through are so hard. But I ended up getting a job and doing my thing and growing and growing and growing and moving from a couch to I had my own living room at one point.
That's amazing.
You know, and then I moved again and I lived in another living room and then it all kind of made sense. And I got my own place. And then I lived in like a $12 million mansion. And then I got my own place again. And then I did my own thing again. And it's just like never stop believing.
You're a chameleon. You do what it takes. You do what it takes. Tell me about how you got into doing like the stunt work stuff. I mean, tell me about that. I mean, You've had like 10 different lives.
Yeah. I was in Walmart one day and I'm walking around. This dude that used to bully me, this like asshole dude, would bully me because I was raised vegan. I was vegan for 19 years. My dad like was like a super hippie. That's why we were homeless. That's why like I started smoking weed when I was a little kid. I started drinking when I was a little kid. Like we were hippies. My dad didn't know any better. My mom didn't know any better. Now my dad passed away, but my mom, she's looking back now and she's, she feels bad about everything. But I'm like, Mom, you know what? You're a product of your environment. My mom has a worse story than I do. So it's just like our stories have always been bad like this, like we're cursed or something. But what were we talking about?
You're saying the stunts.
Walmart. Oh, yeah, the stunts. So I'm at Walmart and this dude comes up to me and he's like, I notice him right away. I'm like, oh, this dude. I already knew it. When growing up in Florida where everybody's homophobic, racist, sexist, not everybody, but portions of people are like that, and it's acceptable. You know what I mean? And you get called all these names, you know what I mean? And this dude would call me like the worst names every freaking day. And he comes up to me with his kid. He has a kid who's like 10 now. And the kid's freaking out. Oh my God, CHAD TEPPER. Oh my God. And I'm just like, here we go. And I'm like, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? And he's like, oh, bro, I love you. And I was like, yeah, bro, I love you. Like, do you want to take a photo? And he's like, please, can we take a photo? And I was like, yeah, bro. Hell. I love these people. If you care for me and you love me, I love you more than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Also, like, living well is the best revenge.
Come on. This dude, okay, so we take a photo. This dude's like, hey, man, remember me? And I was like,
sure do.
Yeah, I do, bro. You are a fucking dick, man. Why? Oh, you was going through insecurity. I was like, I never bullied anybody like that. I never made anybody feel the way you made me feel. Calling me like the worst names ever. Like, for what reason? Oh, man, I was a little kid. But I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, I hope you have a great day, man. Stay blessed, baby. Boom. Like, we're inside. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm bigger than this guy now. We gonna get to him. To him. But nah, man, you gotta stay sweet. Like, look, my music can live on forever. My name can live on forever. But what really lives on is being a good human. That's all I want in my life is to get better every single day. Every day I'm on this earth, I try to be better in some way. And it's not all about money. It's not all about smarts. We need to start teaching these kids about love.
Yes,
about
compassion.
Empathy.
Yes.
It's so easy to do.
Connection, communication. This is what we need to teach.
I guarantee you, if you looked at another person and you put yourself really in their shoes with compassion, even if somebody's coming up in my face, they're yelling at me, they're spitting on me, they're slapping me. If I really look into his soul and I'm like, I know why you're like this, and I get it, and you're not mad at me, you're mad at somebody else, and that's fine.
Right. You're projecting your unhappiness on me right now.
Yeah. If we could all just love each other.
It's so true.
That's it.
I think that's why you and I get along, because that's how we both live our lives. I'm always trying to put myself in someone else's shoes and their perspective. If we were all to do that, it would be a much more caring, compassionate place.
And I mean, like, this isn't like, get walked over and be treated like a piece of shit all the time. But it's like, if someone does something wrong to me, I won't let them walk all over me. I'll call them out, but in a nice, sweet way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'll stand my ground, but really, it's love. We just gotta love each
love.
other. That's it. We're gonna be great. Don't worry about it. It starts with us. Everybody watching right now, tell somebody you love them.
It does start with us. And I try to do that when someone is coming at me, and I actually give them more love.
Yeah.
It means they need love.
Because imagine somebody's yelling at you, going crazy, and you're just like, you know what? I love you, bro. Everything's gonna be all right.
I know. It's true. It would solve all problems.
Right away.
Speaking of love, talk to me about your Dalmatian boy. I know that he plays such a huge role in your life.
I was cuddling him so hard this morning. I was at one of the worst places in my life. I used to be addicted to a few substances, and I was going through a lot of pain and struggling with my dad dying and losing friends and losing people in my life and all this chaos of Hollywood. Right now I live a pretty good life where I hang out with my fiance, I work, I do my thing. I don't really go out. I don't really go to parties. I don't do anything anymore. But back then I was in the fire, and I was being consumed by it. And I was like, I need something to love me because I don't want to be here anymore. I need a reason to be here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because when life starts beating you down so much, like, you need a reason to be here. When money and success and all the BS of Hollywood doesn't appeal to you anymore, you need a reason to be here. And I saw this guy walking a Dalmatian. I was like, I got to get a dog like that. So right away, as soon as I saw it, right away, I go on my phone and I find this guy selling a Dalmatian. And I was like, okay, it was a lot of money, but I was like, I'm going to go get him. And he's my best friend. I love him so much. It's just like, always there for you, always there to be nice to you, and I love that guy. Yeah,
well,
he's
now
my buddy.
There's someone else in the picture now, your fiance.
Yeah,
let's congratulations, you recently got engaged. Let's hear about her and how you guys connected.
Yeah. Oh man. So in this song 777 I wrote with Lit, a lot of these songs I wrote about her, because before I met her, like, whew, life was getting dark and really bad. And I meet this girl and she's so sweet. First of all, she stood me up 3 times before we hung out. 3 times.
Is this true?
Yes, it's very true. And I almost gave up, but I ended up texting her like a meme of this like llama crying from Emperor's New Groove. And she was like, you know what? Maybe he seems like a good guy. We'll give him a chance. And then we hung out, and like, the song "At Least I'm Not Alone," the first verse is about the first night I met her, and it's like, I met you on a Saturday night. I was down and out of luck. I couldn't pay for dinner, so we stayed and danced the night away instead. Yeah, I would rob a bank for you, but you would never want me to. Oh. I was broke. I was about to be homeless again. And I meet this girl, and she's just so sweet and so charming and so nice and so smart and so beautiful. And, when you meet people in Hollywood, a lot of people have different reasons why they want to meet you or different reasons why they want to be with you. And her reason was she just thought I was nice looking and a nice guy. Oh. And there was no other
motives or intentions.
No other motives. And like you meet people and right away if they want you because of your money or they want you because of this or that. And she was just super real. She's from Norwalk, so she's from California, and she's going to school to become an anesthesiologist. So
amazing.
I'm about to be rich, baby. Give me that money. Woo! See? Now let me tell you this right now. Okay? Someone tells you can't do something in life, find an anesthesiologist. It's gonna be all right.
Find yourself an anesthesiologist. That's the moral of the story.
But it's so weird because she's so loving and this lifestyle is very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, I've been touring a lot lately and on the road lately, and you deal with stupid stuff all the time that comes up, and she handles everything really well, and she's always there for me, and I got very lucky.
Oh.
Yeah, I got very lucky.
You are blessed.
Thank
You're creating your
Yes.
own luck. You are creating your own luck. I mean, tell me what it's like for you right here at this moment. You were homeless. You've moved all around the country. Your record is out. You have a record deal. You are doing shows. You are collaborating with your heroes. You are engaged. You have Boy, your Dalmatian. How do you feel right now? Like, are you good? Like, do you feel like you've made it? Do you feel successful?
Yes. And I want more.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, you know, it's...
What's like a dream scenario? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? Or what's like the dream goal?
So I've already seen it because I do believe in manifestation, and it is the realest thing in the whole world. I meditate in the morning. I do manifestation in the morning, manifestation at night. And I literally, it's the craziest thing ever because I see stuff before it happens. And people don't need to believe it. It's totally cool. But
I do believe it. I need to get on your level because I want you to teach me some of these skills I can work on.
I have these visions of these things that make no sense whatsoever, you know? And sorry.
No, it's all good.
It's crazy. I know where I'm going. Like, I've already seen me on stage winning a Grammy, like accepting it and crying and doing all that things. And I've already seen, like, I have this vision of that replays in my mind all the time. And I'm in this like big Hollywood Hills house, and I'm in my bedroom and I'm looking out at the view, and in my bedroom on the walls is all my platinum fucking plaques.
Yeah.
And then my fiance walks in and she's in her scrubs as a doctor, and like
it's beautiful.
kid runs in, dog runs in, and like I've seen this so many times.
Really
it's just
beautiful.
like, and I've had scenarios where I would see something, like before I even started to make music, I had this vision all the time of me on stage. And I had my eyes closed and I opened them and I see bright cell phone lights, which makes no sense at the time because I wasn't making music. I never recorded a song. And then you fast forward and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, sold out. There's 3 rows. I think it's like the Truber or something. I don't know, one of those things. And I'm closing my eyes. I was super drunk, by the way. And I was like waving like this, and I opened my eyes and it was the same exact thing I've seen for years.
You manifested it. You made it happen. And you continue to make it all happen.
I mean, for a kid to move out here with $300 and no, come on.
Yeah. You are an inspiration, Chad.
Thank you.
You really are. I'm so happy for you. And I feel grateful that I have been part of your journey. And I hope to continue to be part of your journey. You inspire me. You really, really do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's wild. This is my first album. I wanted to make an album forever because I did a small like EP a couple years ago called Trash Loser. That was when I was experimenting with making like, you know, hip hop music a little bit. And I've been wanting to put out a full piece of work, but everybody's been fighting me for years, like my manager, and then the label was like, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. And I'm like, I get it. You want to make me bigger. I totally get it. But like, I need.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you this right now. I have like 100 unreleased songs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I'd love to hear
I
some of them.
work like a crazy man.
I have no doubt.
You know, like, so like some of these songs that are coming out are like 3-4 years old. And I'm like, oh, I moved past that. It's nuts. It's nuts. I'm very appreciative of what Epitaph is doing for me, has done for me, and I'm super excited to see where the future goes, and we're gonna have a good time. Yeah,
I'm here for it, Chad.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Yeah,
we're gonna do deep cuts really quick.
Cool. Lay it on me.
Name a song, album, or artist that changed your life.
Oh man, this is too hard.
I know.
40 Ounces of Freedom.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Well done.
My mom got me that CD when I was a kid at a yard sale for $1 from a radio programmer that was selling all of her stuff, and I got like a bunch of Sum 41 albums, some Blink, some Green Day, you know, it just got me in the scene. And I would just listen to like Sublime all day and be singing it. And my mom would be like, I don't know, you should be singing these songs. Yeah, wow. That's what I would say. That just came to my head. So probably.
Talk about storytelling, Sublime. Wow.
Yeah.
What was your first concert?
This is crazy. So growing up super poor, that doesn't exist.
Right.
This goes into another crazy story. I was homeless in Orlando with my family, and there's a House of Blues in Orlando by Disney, right? And we would stay in Kissimmee in those hotels over there by Disney because you could stay for $20 a night. And a lot of people are homeless actually in Florida in those hotels. So we would stay there and, we would go to Disney and, walk around and do the free stuff that you could do. Because you could ride the monorail or go on the whatever, So I remember me and my dad, we would go to the House of Blues because it was by downtown Disney at the time. And we would stand outside the doors and we would listen to people playing inside because we couldn't afford to go inside. You ready for this?
Yes.
Played there about 4 years ago, sold out.
Oh.
My mom, my brother was there. And, when you perform at like the House of Blues, they have this like area up top where like your family's at.
Yes.
And my mom, my brother was there and there was a space open. And I swear I saw my dad out there. Like, it was just crazy. It's just like, how do you go from being a homeless kid outside, not being able to get in?
Yeah.
And now you're the dude playing. Come on, baby.
It's amazing. God.
Yeah. So that we used to always do that. And then my dad would take me to art festivals and stuff. And I grew up listening to smooth jazz because my dad loves smooth jazz. So I think those are my first concerts. But when I started to like make money in like my 18s, 19s, and 20s and stuff, like I went and saw like Foster the People.
Oh, yeah.
I went and saw like Modest Yahoo. I really love.
Of course.
Fast forward, I have a
You
song
guys
with him.
collaborated, yeah.
Yeah, like, I would go. Who else were some people I saw at the beginning? But really cool. But I really didn't get to see too many shows when I was a kid. I wish I did. That would have been life-changing, yeah.
Well, it looks like it all worked out as is.
I guess, yeah.
What is a song that you wish you wrote?
God, you're so good.
These are tough ones.
I wish I wrote Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
That is a good one. We got to love our good Charlotte boys. Yeah.
And did you know if you were caught and you were smoking crack, McDonald's wouldn't even want to take you back. You could always just run for mayor of DC. Like, come on, bro. When I first heard that song on the radio, my jaw dropped.
Yeah, it's a great song. I love those guys.
Can we have moments like that again for this culture coming up?
Yeah. Well, you're doing it.
Where your jaw just drops when you hear a song? I thank you. I hope so. I don't think I am, but hopefully one day I will.
You are. Who would be your dream collaboration?
This will blow your mind. Harry Styles, Justin Bieber, and Post Malone.
All together?
No, one of those.
Like, that's like a super group. Yeah.
I just feel like my voice would like, even like Miley Cyrus. Imagine my voice next to Miley Cyrus. Yes. It would just sound so cool.
It would.
But I would think my biggest alive or dead, oh, please give me the Kurt.
Yeah,
oh,
Kurt.
I could even imagine. You know what I always tell people? There was a time and a place where people didn't believe in Nirvana. There was a time and place where they were doing shows for 15, 20 people, and somebody went to somebody and said, hey, I'm going to this show tonight. Oh, who's playing? Nirvana, never heard of them, but nah, I'm going to stay at home and I'm going to play Nintendo. And that's why I always tell people, like, when I do these like shows, right now I'm doing small shows, but there's going to be a time where like, I'm not doing small shows anymore. There will be a time. And there's people that I'll like text them like, yo, you should come to my show. I'm trying to sell it out. We're close to selling it out.
Yeah.
And they won't text me back or be cool. And I'm like, imagine being that person in 20 years when I'm a fucking icon and I asked you to come to my show and you didn't go.
You missed that moment.
But I'm not, please, hopefully one day that will happen. But, Kurt probably asked somebody to go to the show and they didn't go. Imagine you're that dude that didn't go to the Nirvana show when they were nobodies.
I know. I hear a lot of these type of stories, actually.
I would lose it. You had an opportunity to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
A lot of people just don't get it,
Oh, live music is so beautiful and pure. And like for people watching that, of course, everybody's been to live shows, but if they haven't, the music is so different. The attitude is so different. The environment is so different. If you like somebody's music, go see them live. You're going to love them 100 times more.
Well, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by fellow fans. There's this beautiful community. That's what I love. I love being at a show, and actually I look around and I watch how it's affecting people, and I'm like, these are my people.
Like you at Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that's so me.
I know a lot of people love that I posted that. Actually, I didn't even take it. A stranger took it and sent me the video while we were there.
Insta gold.
I know I lost my brain on that one. Fred appreciated it. He did. He appreciated it.
Of course.
No,
Of course.
I love you, Fred.
Yeah. Return my calls, Fred. Just kidding. But for real, give me a chance. I love hot dog flavored water.
I love Fred Durst. I love Limp Bizkit, for the record.
Do you remember do you remember that fuck song back in the day?
Yes.
Like I remember I got that CD and I'm listening to it. My mom was like, "What do you listen to?" I'm like, "Oh, Limp Bizkit, this album's so good." And this came on. How many times can I say fuck? And mom's like, "Oh my god."
I know. I really do love them though.
Okay, go. Sorry.
What is something fans would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm very shy and I have really bad anxiety and I don't feel good enough.
Aw.
Yeah. A lot of people, even my fiance was just like, "Oh, this is who you are," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
When she started to get to know, she's like, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't go out a lot. I have really bad anxiety. I have some problems with me, like I have forms of Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
I have, I'm dyslexic. There's some things wrong with me, and I have some PTSD from the things I've seen and the things I've gone through. Because when my brain was developing, I was drinking alcohol and smoking weed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
and experiencing trauma
and experiencing people dying
Yeah.
and experiencing being cold every day, and
Mhm.
and for years I slept in a car. My mom, my brother, me, my dad, and my older brother. So for years I'm like this.
Yeah.
So I have like back problems and different
course.
things. And so a lot of people, if they come up to me, it goes two ways. It's like, "Oh, what's up, bro? Like, can I take a photo?" Or "What's up, bro?" And then they walk away. Or you have the other person that comes up and they scream or they go crazy, and which is totally cool. Like, I love that so much. But the problem is, like, imagine somebody with like really bad anxiety and really bad, like this,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known. I really don't. If I could put on a helmet and go and make music, I'm that dude, 100%. I love music so much, but everything that comes with it,
Yes.
yeah. Some artists are like, "I want to be so famous." I'm like, can I just have some money and like I can sing? Like,
the fame is overrated. Being able to do your music, that's the gift.
yeah, and I'm very happy for everything in my life. But when somebody's like screaming in my ear, and I have like PTSD from some of that stuff, and like super cool.
It's
but
a lot of energy coming at you.
I take in everybody's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good
You're
and
an
bad.
empath.
Yeah.
You're an empath. You feel everything. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. What is the most valuable advice you've ever been given?
Get lawyers. Everybody.
Yeah.
Listen. I will tell you this for being a new artist that's doing something right now and progressing and moving forward. Be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Be very careful. Not everybody's your friend like you think they are.
Mm-hmm.
Love everybody. I started to see why a lot of artists are kind of dicks.
Mm-hmm.
I started to see it because when you start loving everybody and they start crushing your hearts for no reason and they really don't care about you, but you think they do,
Yeah.
you start to get affected by it. You start to become a little numb to it.
Yeah.
But my advice that I would give to a new artist is nobody knows how to do what you want to do except for you.
That's really good advice.
Don't listen to anyone. I've had some moments in life where if I would have listened to the guy that I thought was smarter than me, I would have failed miserably. I've been in the studio so many times making music and some producer be like, "Oh, you can't do that. That doesn't sound right." I'm like, okay. So it's different? Like, what's wrong with that? So what I would say is be yourself, believe in yourself, never stop going towards your goal. You could stop right here, right? Let's say you work for 20 years to get to where you want to be. You stop there. All your dreams are right here. That's the closest you'll ever be to your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But you decided, you know what, I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to move back. And now they're impossible. They'll never happen. Keep going. Keep believing. Don't listen to what anybody says. Your brother, your mom, your cousin, your whatever. Keep going. You got this. This is for real. I'm going to give it to you heavy. New artist. Never sign the first deal you are offered. Ever! Ever! Never! Never sign without a lawyer looking at a contract. That's it.
Perfect.
That's it. because I did things the proper way and the right way, and my deal took me like 6 months. But thank you, Lord Jesus.
Oh,
Because, get a good label, get a good lawyer, and have, good time.
and surround yourself with good people
Exactly.
you can trust and who genuinely have your best interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I got too heavy.
No, I love it.
I see a lot of new artists. They're like, because for me, when I've been offered a lot of deals in my life, small, big, crazy, whatever. And every one, if I would have signed right away, it would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know a lot of friends like, oh, I signed the first deal right away. I was working at Walmart. Of course, I needed the money.
Yeah, it's true.
So just
You're
take
in a
your
tough
time.
spot, right?
Yeah, take your time. It'll be worth it.
Well, Chad, thank you so much. Congratulations. I mean, your album is out. You're engaged. It's a beautiful chapter ahead, and I love you.
Is this a weird interview or did we do good?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Angel from heaven. Beautiful, amazing husband. Beautiful family. Let's hear it. Thank you, Allison, for everything.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Chad.
For real, though. Thank you so much. This,
Thank
you changed my life big time. And I always text you and I say thank you.
You do.
But one day, I'm going to win that Grammy. I'm going to win that VMA. And I'm going to rip open my shirt. And there's going to be it's going to say it. Allison Hagendorf is the reason why I'm here.
Oh,
I'm not joking.
I hope that happens for many reasons.
That will happen.
Yeah.
That
will happen. Yeah.
Come on.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you.
Godspeed.
Woo!
Beautiful. Chad is just so special. His story had us both in tears, and I am so grateful I've been able to support him, his music, his dreams whenever I can. It is all about giving that love. It is just so important. It is now time for my sound advice, new music you need to know on the Allison Hagendorf Show playlist. First up is the latest from today's guest, CHAD TEPPER. His album Never Stood a Chance is out today. I'm going to feature one of my favorites from it. This one features the band Lit, and I just love that Chad set out to collaborate with some of his favorite artists. It makes this release all that more symbolic and special. Check out CHAD TEPPER's latest called 777 featuring Lit. Next up is Scottish duo Vukovi. Their new song arrives with a self-directed video, and vocalist Janine Shilstone says, I want this to be a catalyst for more women to start believing they are more than capable of directing. The industry and future generations need us. They'll be doing a handful of UK shows with Baby Metal. Check out Vukovi's latest, Creep Heat. Also this week is a new one from Teenage Wrist. Oh, how I love this band. Their third album, Still Love, came out last week. The guys produced it themselves. They shared with me they were listening to a lot of Sunny Day Real Estate while making this, and I absolutely love and respect that so much. This song is about how much they hate social media, and I think it is a first listen, perfect song. Check out Teenage Wrist, Digital Self. That's my sound advice this week. Search for the Allison Hagendorf Show playlist wherever you listen to music. Thank you so much, as always, for being part of the Allison Hagendorf Show. New episodes drop every Friday, so make sure you follow and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You can find the show wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also watch the show on YouTube. I would love to hear from you, so please like, comment, rate, review, whatever you're feeling, and reach out to me on socials at Allie Hagendorf. I really would love to connect with you. Let me know who I should interview next and what new music I should feature on my sound advice. Thanks again. I'll see you next week, and remember, you're a rock star.